questions about that. Katina, would you mind reading my pen? I brought this especially for you.
www.asio.gov.au. Thank you.
The scary thing is I actually have no idea how this pen came to be in my house, as we know with most pens, since Douglas Adams discovered they all got lost down the back of the couch and went to a planet somewhere in the universe through a wormhole to live an intently biroid lifestyle. But I wanted to move on from private companies to governments and where they are in this space with collecting data from individuals. What most lights your candle about that?
I was asked to speak and give evidence at the hearing for the changes in the Telecommunications Act. Most recently, most of you would know them as the Metadata laws. So every time you log on to the internet and do a search, your search is actually now saved and stored. The government and law enforcement agencies across Australia have now got in legislation that ISPs must store your searches for 2 years. I can tell a lot by your searches, whether they're physical or as in you're typing into a search engine or you're actually speaking them out. And most likely, because most of us are using our mobile phones now to do searches, I can tell probably very close for certainty who is conducting what kind of search. And I'll give you a very basic example. Almost every single person in this room would Google their name, occasionally, maybe once a month, maybe once a week, maybe once a day. Some of us, once an hour.
How else do you know you've been cited 10 times a day, God?
Scopus.
That was 10 Google searches.
Well, I'm one of those. I'll look you up occasionally, Gordon, to see what's going on in your research life. But
thanks. Let me know when you find out.
And of course, coupled with that, I think other things, illnesses, how our kids are feeling, whether someone's suffering from a mental health issue, whether someone's contracted some kind of disease, someone's lost a job, someone's broken up with their girlfriend or boyfriend, the fact that they're really depressed because I type in, what do you do when I get depressed? We tell that little search box everything. And of course, there aren't little men or women on the other side, like little elves looking, now, what did Katina say today? But if we take the big data and the trending data and the data that can give us aggregated patterns in society, we can do great things like work out when we're going to hit a flu season. Google Flu, for example, is giving us great patterns and being able to write really confined algorithms to predict a flu outbreak before it even happens, guys. Because we start to get symptoms and we type those things in the search engine and it knows in about 2 weeks everyone's going to be hit with a gastrointestinal issue or a flu or something. They got it wrong in 2008 when they first tried to create an algorithm to predict, but they're honing that algorithm down and they can do it with quite a good accuracy rating. There's a positive benefit. But in actual fact, when I'm typing, I feel sick, or sniffles, or my throat, or this, or that, you can tell pharmaceutical companies a lot too. And that data is purchased. It's shared with alliance partners and third parties. Have a look at a basic thing like the Amazon privacy policy. I looked at it for a class back in 2003 and realized they had 150 affiliates they could share the kinds of books you purchase with. Now let's hone that down to the search box. Google has about 80% of the market in terms of search engine in the Western world, even higher. Apart from Baidu, in China, it's got the greatest amount of market share. Yahoo comes second and so forth. We're telling not only the ISP, Google, but now the government, getting back to the metadata principles, what is going on in our household. And again, that is a breach of privacy as far as I'm concerned.